We're going to be chatting about the big, not so beautiful bill and many other things that seem to indicate that money printer go burr is, as always, an absolute given, but it's about to accelerate like nobody's business. We're going to chat about this gentleman here first. So Bo Hines, this is the executive director. This is a mouthful. The executive director of the President's Council of Advisors on Digital Assets of the White House. Man, I feel like they could have picked a better title there.
I feel like I need one of those titles for the channel.
The executive director of the Sessions Council of Advisors on Bitcoin of the YouTube and Rumble channel.
There we go. Perfect. I love it. I'll put it on my business card. I'll take up the whole thing. But I got it on bone, and that's important.
Excellent. So Bo Hines recently sat down for an interview, and this clip here is him talking about some of the impacts of the industry and some of the recently passed legislation and how it will impact the size of the industry. So we're just going to listen to a quick clip here, and then we'll chat a little bit. So take a listen.
And put it on the president's desk to be signed. The capital injection that goes into digital assets ecosystem as a result of stables is enormous. I think that you're looking at probably an industry going to $15-20 trillion, because what this does is it establishes really the foundation for all the exciting things that we've dreamed of. Tokenized public securities, 24/7 markets. If you want to access U.S. capital markets, you're going to have to use a dollar-backed stable. And this is what positions the United States to be the global leader. And in reality, we should be pushing this change. We should be at the forefront of adoption of digital asset financial technology and really leading the charge globally in that. It'll protect the U.S. economy. It'll certainly create innovation here in the United States, and that's something that we should all be excited about.
So I have thoughts, Nathan, but I want to hear your thoughts first. What's your takeaway from this clip here?
Well, I think it's a little bit bearish. But it was interesting because I ran the numbers on it. I want to see exactly where that would put us. So even taking that 15 trillion market cap, current total market cap of Bitcoin plus all the other shit that's out there is sitting at 3.39 trillion. And so that'd be a 4.4x from here. That would be an $8.85 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, putting us at $421,000 per Bitcoin. Soon we'll stop measuring it in dollars, but in the meantime, that's not bad. A little bit under I guess it's right in line with Dr. Jeff Ross, but still under my projections.
Yeah, I mean, like a 3 or 4x is, when he's talking about all these seismic shifts. I think that's. I mean, I don't know what timeline he's referring to here, but in my opinion, still bearish. And why do I say that's bearish? The big beautiful bill just passed, and it is big. It is not beautiful. It's a bit of an atrocity when you really look at it. And again, Elon. This is kind of what caused the rift between Trump and Elon was brought in to do the Department of Government Efficiency, cut costs like none other, and make everything reasonable again. And then this bill was basically what he came out against and why he left the position. And reason being that, again, they're going to increase the debt ceiling by a record $5 trillion. $5 trillion with a T. I mean, the signal here again is that there is no ceiling. There is no spoon. There is no ceiling. It's fake. There's no reins to pull back on. Lynn Alden is absolutely right. Nothing stops this train, and they can't stop spending. They can't help themselves. People are seeing the writing on the wall here. People are understanding it, and with this bill and this next clip that I'm going to show, it kind of goes to show how far this administration is willing to go to make that money printer go burr, and they're trying to do things to offset it, to extract wealth in other ways. Let me break this down for my fellow Bitcoiners. In just 8 weeks, I've seen a serious shift. More strength, more energy, and fast muscle gains. The reason? FITSCRIPT. They ran 124 biomarkers, blood, hormones, inflammation, and built a fully Custom plan, nutrition, training, supplements. No guesswork, no templates. This is functional medicine meets precision fitness for high-performing men who want sovereignty over their health. If you care about optimization the way you care about your money, test, don't guess. Don't trust, verify. Hit the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen to check out FITSCRIPT and see what's possible. But let's take a listen to this. This is Scott Bessent. And yet he was asked if he could be the Fed chair and the Treasury secretary at the same time. Let's see what he had to say about that, because that's wild.
You know, your name gets floated out there. You have some odds on Polymarket of being the next Fed chair. Can you be a Fed chair and a Treasury secretary at the same time?
Well, I think it hasn't been done since 1930 something, and I'm very happy in my job here. I think we have lots of good candidates for Fed chair. We will start working on that in the fall. We've been busy. The president's been doing peace deals, trade deals, tax deals, and we are landing the plane on all of those. So we're going to have more bandwidth after Labor Day.
That was not a no. I just want to point out on the double job. Very interesting. Secretary Bessent, thank you for the time today.
Good to see you.
Like absolute silence at the end. There's nothing. Did not say a word. I mean, that's
It's not a bad poker face, Scott. You did all right.
Very, very telling. But I mean, that would give him like absolute control, right? Like they could do whatever the hell they wanted at that point.
Well, do you think that the Fed might monetize and buy up the debt that's being issued by the Treasury if it's one and the same person? Or do you think he'd play hardball with himself?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a weird euphemism. Didn't mean that.
Like, again, that is some of the most money printer burr, like bolt-hearted stuff I've ever heard. like 5 trillion added to the debt ceiling, and then you've got Bessent there saying not willing to even acknowledge the fact that, oh yeah, there's are you going to take both jobs? And just like silence.
I was like, that 5 trillion, keep in mind that's more than twice the market cap of Bitcoin. It's just what they raised the limit. That's not the existing debt. That's just what they raised the limit.
Yeah, exactly. Wild. Now, in terms of the big, beautiful bill, there are people that were hoping to see some Bitcoin stuff in there. Sadly, no Bitcoin-related amendments in the bill. Here, Neil Jacobs saying, all talk, nothing actually got done. Of course, Senator Loomis is pushing again to introduce yet another bill. She really doesn't want that capital gains on small expenditures, but she's definitely capitulated down. Now she's going for a piddly $300 exempt from capital gains. Like, I mean, at this point, what are we even doing here? Like $300? Come on. You have to report, if you're in the States, like your $600 Venmo transactions get reported to the IRS, which is beyond crazy. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like a whole lot of money printer go burr, not a ton on the Bitcoin front, other than just kind of like, we like Bitcoin, buy our
US dollar shitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about in regards to, what Bo Hines was talking about here, he said something in there that I thought was interesting. He said, if you want to access US capital markets, you will have to use a USD-backed stablecoin. And to me, and for those that were around long enough, I need you to go way back, and remember a little time called 2017, in the midst of the ICO bubble. And what these entities would do is they'd have a coin that was effectively worthless, that they could make as much of as they wanted to. And they would say that in order to use our platform or our features or whatever it is, you must use this token to do it. Even though any other money would have worked just fine. They said you have to use ours to do it, and that's why the token is necessary. And to me, this is just like a state level echo of this. In order to access the capital markets of our country, you must use our shit token to do it. I mean, Nathan, would you echo that?
I would completely echo that. And something else I picked up on there as well, too, is if I'm not mistaken, he said access our markets 24/7. I think he was alluding to them being open constantly, which I can't wait for the day that like stocks are trading 24/7 because Wall Street is not used to this environment. They're used to a nice cushy job. They make an obscene amount of money by being close to the money printer, and then they relax on the weekends in their villas and these things too. They haven't been through the things that Bitcoin has been through. They will be losing their shit when it's just going up and down and left and right all weekend long, every holiday, never closed. You can't sleep. You're going to be stressed out. Maybe that will even push them into Bitcoin savings as well too. And I'm going to take the devil's advocate position. I'm going to go against you. That's right, Mr. Sessions. I'm going to go against you on that $300 market, $300 limit for no cap gains. For me, any amount is still a win. Give me that inch. We'll take the whole world. I'm not worried about that. We just have to get people to normalize it and start using it and see the benefits of it. For small retail sellers like online particularly, it's better than Visa. It's better than anything else. You don't have to use Stripe. So you could just start accepting Bitcoin, start demanding that, maybe give a benefit to your customers. Additionally, if we take the example of like marijuana legalization in the US and Canada, it didn't come from like a groundswell of them realizing that, hey, maybe what someone puts in their own body is their own damn business. And we shouldn't be arresting people from this. It just became normalized. It became basically unenforceable, and eventually they just gave up on it. So you think at like 3:01, someone's going to report that? No. Then they're going to start to have this part of their everyday. They're going to start to push the limits. And I think eventually that the no cap gains on Bitcoin just comes from like, hell, we can't do anything about it. It's very difficult to trace. It's not worth it. We'll just bump up that limit over time.
Yeah, that's fair. I think you may have sold me on that one. Side note, there's a great comment from somebody. Mixed Picks said that Scott Besson is going to need both jobs to keep up with inflation. That's great. That is awesome. Now, again, there's a lot of people that are picking up on this and seeing the writing on the wall and realize, okay, there's printer about to go burr. And this includes gold bugs. And so we have a public gold miner, I believe called Hammock, or I'm not sure how to say it, Limited. And they announced that they will buy Bitcoin for their treasury, much to the chagrin of Peter Schiff, who says all the companies adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets are either Bitcoin treasury companies or crypto-related businesses. No non-crypto companies are adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets. This is concentrated crypto speculation, not broad-based adoption. It would seem some gold bugs would disagree. Now, again, small company, but we saw a lot of it here in Calgary over the weekend. We'll get to that in a moment, but there's quite a large gold market cap. And if gold bugs are starting to see the writing on the wall, there's $22.4 trillion that we are just aching to take a bite out of. Usually when a better technology comes along, it often eclipses the market cap of the legacy option. Bitcoin Well is the best place to be buying and selling Bitcoin in Canada and the US. And now with Bitcoin Well Infinite, it's also the best place to be making large buys at their OTC desk of over $50,000. Their white glove service gives you fast transactions, no slippage, and the lowest fees. You can scan the QR code on the screen or simply head to bitcoinwell.com/BTC sessions to sign up today. And you can share your own personalized referral link to earn commissions.